This 3-day reset can train your body so you don't gain weight this holiday season. To help you, I've got world-renowned integrative medicine expert Dr. David Perlmutter and registered dietitian Ashley Koff, who are here to show us how you can eat carbs more efficiently so you don't gain weight. Thank you again for being here. Dr. Perlmutter, how is it possible to train your body to eat the carbs you want while staving off holiday weight gain?
So it's all getting back to the gut bacteria. They're sending signals and saying, look, winter's coming, we gotta store fat. So change the gut bacteria in as little as 3 days. That's what the science is telling us, and it's a whole new ballgame.
Right, so you see inflammation in the gut. When you have that inflammation, the body gets a little bit bigger. So it starts to change how we think about weight gain, away from just thinking about calories in, calories out. That's still important, but it turns out that what those carbs do to you is especially problematic. When do we use this plan?
Right now. What we're really talking about is with this reset, if you have a big day, a big night, maybe you have a big day and a big night, the following 3 days, give me 3 days on this reset, and then you're back to where you were. And so what we're doing is we're giving you that opportunity for maintenance. Now, you might just have one big day. You might just be like, okay, there's one day in the next couple of months, but many of us have many days in the next couple of months, right? That it happens, and many nights that it happens. So what I recommend is that you do those 3 days again, it's a reset. It's not about the weight loss. It's about getting your gut bacteria where it needs to be, maintaining throughout. So you come to January and you're like, all right, I handled the holidays, right? They didn't handle me.
What I was especially impressed by, there's a recent publication on this, showed that in 3 days you could really change your biome. Yeah. You could change what's in your gut. That means you can turn around problems that have been there for a while. So get rid of the bad feelings about this stuff, start to own it. So let's get to the 3-day reset regimen to eat the carbs you want without gaining weight. First off, you gotta eliminate a few things because you don't get to eat everything and as much of it. That's not the plan here. You're gonna eat the right things. So we don't want processed foods. Not surprisingly, we don't want artificial sweeteners, and we don't want gluten. Dr. Perlmutter, you're an expert in this area. Why these in particular?
Well, again, these things are all threatening the gut bacteria. And the most surprising on the list, I think everyone would agree, are the artificial sweeteners. I mean, here we were for years saying, well, drink the diet drink. It has no sugar, it has no calories, and yet it's associated with doubling your risk of diabetes and making you fat. And you're not drinking sugar, you're not drinking calories. So these things all have a role to play. Gluten especially leads, as you've talked about before, to leakiness of the gut. That leads to inflammation, and that's the prototypic mechanism that makes you gain weight.
Let's talk about what you can eat, now that you know what you can't. First off, you're gonna start your days off with fat and fiber at breakfast. You can get your carb fix with a breakfast superseed bowl. It looks like this. It is attractive, but I want my experts to explain why it makes a difference. So Ashley, why is this perfect for carb lovers in particular?
Yeah, I think one of the greatest things is, first of all, you are having carbs. So the plans that are a disaster are the ones that don't have any carbs for the breakfast, because you start off, it's so hard to get energy, but you're having these amazing carbohydrates.
Worse than that, you become difficult to be around.
Well, there you go, right? And that can ruin everything. But, you know, they're high in fiber, and that fiber that we were talking about, that's so important for the good bacteria and for maintaining the digestive health. And then you're also getting that high fat content. And it also is partnered, this is fantastic, with the protein. So we're really getting that nutrient blend, and you can forget all of that because look how delicious it is, right? So you're going to totally love your breakfast.
The taste is shockingly good.
Yeah.
How do you make it, Dr. Perlmutter?
Well, it's really quite simple. I'm not the world's greatest cook, but you just put all these ingredients together: hemp seeds, coconut oil, as you mentioned, the good fat, sesame seeds, almond butter. And the real key here is warm water, so you get that warm stuff in your belly that makes you feel good. It is a little bit of carbs. There's 9 grams of sugar, but you're also getting about 10 or 11 grams of good fiber, and you're getting about 12 grams, as you mentioned, of protein. What a terrific way to start your day. And again, part of a 3-day program. Who can't do this? This is 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of oatmeal, but this actually tops oatmeal.
Great.
And it's the chia seeds, I think, that do it because they soak up the water, become little cherries in your mouth. Fantastic. So let's talk about the carb swap we've got to do, because you can have carbs, but only the right ones. You're going to swap out gluten-free carbs in place of the ones you often get. You can do this for lunch and dinner. Dr. Perlmutter, you've written a lot about this.
Right, and you know, it's true. The biggest issue we worry about in carbohydrates are the fact that they contain gluten. Here are some gluten-free grains, not that they're all grains, but they're in the grain family. And it's important though, and I want to make a really important point here, and that is, you still have to watch how much of this you're going to eat. You can't just load up on carbs, but the 3-day program resets the gut bacteria, then you can start to tolerate a reasonable amount of carbohydrate in your diet.
Ash, take us through these gluten-free grains, because again, these are not foods that normally have gluten in them, they get them stripped out mechanically and artificially.
Right.
These naturally don't have gluten.
Right, and your portion size point is great. You can just use your from a cooked standpoint. Use your fist. That's an easy for a half of a cup. And we're spacing it out at lunch and at dinner. So what we have here is we have variety, and that's going to be the most important thing. You know, you want variety because we don't want to be bored. Even in 3 days, we can get bored. But also, we get different nutrients here. Now, some of these names, like things like teff and amaranth and quinoa, you may be like, what is she talking about? But the nice part is that these come in really what we'll call the normal places that we're expecting. A bread, or you can get it in a pasta. This is a wild rice, so you might be thinking, ooh, that's different. I've had rice pasta, but wild rice. And buckwheat surprisingly doesn't have wheat in it, so that's an important one. If it's a whole grain buckwheat, you're not getting any of the wheat in there. So we want you to go ahead and have those. Now, even more important than this is that you can actually make those into really fun, great meals. It's not just about a standard grain bowl or a sandwich or that kind of thing.
And it's whole food.
And it's whole food.
It comes out of the ground
right.
in a way they can make this. Last thing, of course, are these prebiotics. Now, we already have that regimen checklist, right? You all have that. You're checking off that every single day, and the prebiotics are on there. 4 cups, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can be any of these you want. There are many prebiotics. I want this to be part of this plan. It's really important. Dr. Perlmutter, if we're talking about gut, in those bacteria.
This is the fundamental issue here, and that is everything you're talking about right now, prebiotic, and people have got to get used to that word prebiotic. We're not saying probiotic. These are foods rich in prebiotic fiber that are going to do exactly that, nurture the gut bacteria, and then let you tolerate those very carbs that you want. Again, gluten-free and prebiotic-rich. That's the answer.
I've emphasized this. I mean, all these are great. The artichokes, the asparagus. I love cruciferous vegetables, broccoli. But these alliums over here, the onions, the garlic, leeks, these are special. These are prebiotics that really increase gut bacteria, and they send a signal to your brain that you're not hungry anymore. They release a gas that's tricking your brain. So go ahead, go with it. Help the bacteria help you. All right,
Yeah.
so I've got all the theory here with 2 world experts, but I wanted to find out how this 3-day carb reset regimen worked for you. So I sent it to 3 trusted audience members to test it out. They happen to be sisters who are going to be spending the holidays together. Melody, Larissa, and Melissa. They all live within 10 blocks of each other. I have the cutest picture of you guys getting ready for this, and thank you for making this. I figured who else? Sisters, keep each other accountable, but I'll get some truth here. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go down the list here. So what was the regimen like for you, Melody?
Oh, we went out and we went and bought the stuff, and we took.
Was it funny to buy the stuff?
Yes.
It was hard to find.
It was. We didn't know what a hemp seed was.
You didn't?
No. We spent 30 minutes at a store. They had a whole list of things, and really, hemp seed. They didn't.
You probably thought it was illegal, didn't you? You thought you'd get arrested. You crossed state lines and everything. It's terrible. So how did it affect your body?
I saw the bloating within a day. I would say just
Great.
It just went down, and then I'm starting to see it in my stomach too. Like right away, I saw it in my face, and then my stomach just.
That's great.
It just started going down.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. Well, after 3 days, what were the results like, Melissa?
Well, it was great for me because I'm actually on a mission to lose 30 pounds. So this is a
you
great
are.
way to kickstart the process. And I feel like, well, my pants fit better. Definitely.
Well, I mean, look, that's a side benefit. I don't do it to get people to lose weight. I get it so that over
Right.
time,
Yes.
naturally, you'll be eating what everyone else is eating, and you're just getting thinner, and everyone else is going in the wrong direction if they don't know what's happening.
Right.
So these are all, good feedbacks. Would you recommend this plan to your friends?
Oh yes,
Yes,
definitely.
The energy was great.
Yeah.
Yes.
The energy.
Yeah.
That's what I wanna hear.
Totally
Yes.
changed. Yes.
Like a Mighty Mouse.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos to live the good life.